Hello, Live Masters. It's your Live Master Chavez coming to you with the question of the day. It looks like it's going to be the question of the evening. Sorry I'm coming live so late. But today's question of today is, do you ever catch yourself taking life for granted? Let me invite a few of my lovely Live Masters that Facebook will let me invite. And as you come in, let me know that you're here by saying hello below. Hope everybody's having a fabulous Tuesday. Let me see if somebody getting in. Sophie, Diane, how you doing? It's good to see you. Okay, look, I got my earphones on, and they're not even plugged in. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so I started thinking about this question because I think that so many times in my life I've taken life for granted. Let me plug this in so you guys have better sound. Somebody that I just met, actually, her father just passed away, totally unexpectedly. And, every time I hear about somebody passing away unexpectedly or there's some sort of tragedy, somehow, some way, I don't know why, it always makes me self-reflect. It always makes me think about my own life. It always makes me think, have I been taking my life for granted? I think that, I can speak for myself. I'm not one to speak for anybody except for myself and my personal experience. But my personal experience has been that, I've had thoughts that, tomorrow or later, and mortality sometimes is one of those things that just kind of confronts us, right? We all know, obviously, that we have limited time. We all know that this is life. Death is part of life. But we get caught up. I've gotten caught up in the hustle and bustle and the grind and, trying to get ahead and trying to provide and trying to build a business and trying to do all these things. And for me personally, a lot of times in my life, I've taken life for granted. And I really started thinking about this a couple of seconds ago. Right before I did this video, I was supposed to have a call with somebody this evening. And we scheduled this call a few days ago. And I sent her a message and I said, hey, are you ready for your call? Unbeknownst to me, I had no idea. She sent me a message and she says, my dad just passed away today. Can we reschedule? I can't wait to talk to you. I want to talk to you. And I'm just like, wow, yeah, of course. And so it just made me think for a second. It really made me think to slow down, appreciate life, and appreciate the little things. Appreciate the kids being annoying. Appreciate all those little things that don't exist anymore when you're not here. So my question to you today, I see a long, amazing comment. Who just wrote this comment in here? Brian, I'll go back and read your comment, bro. The question today is, do you ever take life for granted? And if you've ever stopped and thought about it, and you've ever realized, hey, life is precious. Am I taking my life for granted? What was the paradigm switch? What was it that made you really appreciate life more? Was it somebody close to you passing away unexpectedly? Was it your own mortality? Just because, we have these thoughts, right? And so, I don't want this to be a somber question, but I did want this to be a question that made you think about how precious your life is. And, nothing's promised. Nothing ever happens later. Everything happens right now. And this is the only thing that we have is this moment. It's the only thing that we ever have is this moment. Right? Because the past doesn't exist except how we perceive it in our minds. And the future isn't promised and it doesn't exist unless we perceive it to be a certain way in our mind. So the only thing that we have and should appreciate is this moment. So my question to you today is, do you ever stop and think Am I taking my life for granted? That's my question for you today. And I hope that it helps you think a little bit, because that's the true intent and purpose of these questions. So, with that being said, if you guys missed it, I did my Facebook Live video earlier today, and the topic on that live video was how to get the most out of Facebook communities. And I gave 8 tips. You guys can go catch the replay on my page. I'd love it if you gave me some feedback. And I gave you 8 tips on the best way to get the most out of Facebook communities. So go over there and check that out and let me know what you think. So anyways, today's question of the day is, what do you do when you get that realization, when you realize that maybe some things that you're doing in life are unnecessary and you're just kind of taking life for granted? I'm the first to admit, okay, until I started doing videos, as crazy as this may sound to people, and started doing the personal development and the self-reflection and the personal growth that I've been on over the last couple of years of doing my videos, I took life for granted up until the last 2 years. I have never had somebody so super close to me. Both my parents are still alive, okay? My siblings are alive. I had, one of my siblings passed away when she was 18 years old. This is a story I'll tell, and I'm going to go. My sister was 18, and I think I must have been, I'm trying to figure out how long ago this happened. My brother's 26. So about 15 years ago, maybe 14 years ago. I'm not sure. I don't remember the dates, but my half-sister, my mom got remarried, and she had twins with my stepfather. And as they grew up, my half-brother, he was always in trouble. Always in trouble. He got kicked out of all the schools. He went to juvenile hall. He's in and out of prison to this day. He's on parole, or he's violating a parole, or he's back in prison to this day. Okay? He's always in trouble. And my sister one day, she got up and she went to go to work. She lived in Oregon, and she lived out in a rural area. And so out in these rural areas, if you live in a rural area, you'll know that the street that you might live on comes up right up against a major highway, right? And cars that are going 75, 80 miles an hour on that major highway. She hated to drive. It was one thing she hated to do. She never liked to drive. And her boyfriend usually would take her to work every morning. Well, this one particular morning, for some reason, somehow, some way, I don't know all the particulars, he didn't take her to work since she had to go to work. And she went down that road. She came to that highway, and she went to go make a left turn out on the highway. Bam, a truck hit her. That was it. She died instantly. 18 years old. Never been in trouble. Was the most beautiful soul. Was absolutely amazing. It was awesome. Just a beautiful soul. Gone. Just gone. And to this day, I still think to myself, like, I hate to say this about my brother, but like, why her? Why her? Why did God take her instead of him? I mean, I love my brother, don't get me wrong. But it just makes me think. So that was the first time in my life where I had to really realize that I can't take life for granted. And I told you that story because that was the only person that in my life that that's one of the first things that I'm going to ask God. I think we all have a list of questions that we have for God when we meet him, okay? This is number one on my list. Like, why her? I still don't know. I still can't figure it out. There's just no comprehension. And sometimes in life, we're not meant to. We're not meant to understand things. You may have some traumatic experience in your life that happens to you. You may go your whole life, without a reasonable explanation. People look back and you can say, oh yeah, that happened to me for this reason. Oh yeah, that happened to me for this reason. And I used to say, oh, everything happens for a reason. But if you say that to somebody who's going through trauma in their life, it's very belittling to that person because they don't understand the reason in that season. So whatever you do, if you're trying to console somebody or you're trying to help somebody and they don't understand what's going on in their life, please don't tell them everything happens for a reason. Just don't tell them that. Because I'm going to stop telling people that, because sometimes there's never a reason that's given to you. Right? Hindsight's 20/20. I get that. Most things in life we can look back and say, yeah, if that didn't happen here, I wouldn't have gone there. If that didn't happen there, I wouldn't have ended up here. Most of the time we can figure that stuff out, but I'm just, there's some things in life that are just left to be a mystery. And God already knows what I'm going to ask him the day that I meet him. So anyways, my question of the day to you today is, what do you do, or have you ever realized and caught yourself taking life for granted? Okay? I love you guys so much. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. Please tell your friends about our amazing community, Live Masters. If anybody has any questions on how to invite people here, let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you. I'm going to go back through the comments here and show you guys some love, and thank you for tuning in to the question of the day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys are awesome and amazing. I love each and every one of you. Good night, everybody.